A very warm welcome to the next episode of the Here Queer podcast. Today's guest is Saurav Singh, who is a Gurgaon-based dancer, choreographer and creative voice who transitioned from a corporate career to pursue dance on his own terms, challenging conventional ideas of success and timing. Working at the intersection of movement and identity, his practice is rooted in the belief that dance is one of the most honest forms of self-expression. His work reflects a contemporary global perspective while navigating and contributing to the evolving landscape of dance in India, particularly within Western styles. Saurav is also committed to building more intentional and inclusive spaces within the dancing community, with a focus on representation and visibility for queer dancers. Through both his art and his voice, he continues to engage in conversations that shape culture, not just respond to it. He is currently working towards expanding his dance training internationally with a focus on jazz. A very warm welcome, Saurav, to Here Queer podcast. Hi, Saurav. So, how are you feeling today?
Hi, Chauvin. I'm doing good, feeling good because it's Sunday, so I'm all free.
And Sunday, you are all free. And we know that you had a hectic schedule, the shows and everything that you are engaged with. So, how is
Hmm.
that coming up?
Usually, because I'm a freelancer, so usually I work 7 days. But I'm happy that I'm working 7 days because as an artist, we don't have this privilege working every day. It's a seasonal job. Sometimes you don't have job. So gratitude.
Wow, that's a nice answer. Nice way to put at it. Your mustache is looking very cool, though.
Okay, I'm glad you're liking it. A lot of
Why?
people told because I used to have a long hair, and when I chopped my long hair, people are like, "Oh, you're not looking good. You're looking too old." And I was like, "I'm liking it. I'm just gonna keep it until or unless I'm getting bored."
And how does this figure into of who you are? Are you a person who keeps changing his styles, keep changing his attire and everything?
Yeah, I feel this is the part of me expressing myself, or this is something related to my art also. I like changing uh, different looks, different trying different colors. So there was a time I used to have long hair, but I got bored. Now I'm in a mustache era. Maybe after a few months, I'm going to do something new. I don't know, just figuring out. But as of now, I'm liking it.
And have you
I'm
ever
loving it.
colored your hair? I was just
It's
wondering that.
turning gray, so I am thinking, but I don't know. I feel black is my color. I don't want to change it.
Black is your color, but what happens when you get old? Everything is going to be white anyways.
Then we have dye to put in the hair, right? We always have
Okay,
alternate.
that's great. That's great. So, thank you for joining us for this episode. So, recently you had a couple of incidents which was very controversial, and I know you are
Uh,
smiling at it at this point. And a lot of thing has happened within a very short span of time in your life that we understand, but bringing you to the show is a way for us to kind of give you the space and an opportunity to understand your feelings and understand the whole process, what went wrong, and how do you envision changing that. But before going into all of those critical questions, let's not make
hmm,
this too serious about um, events of our life, but we should also
yeah.
go back a little bit for everybody to understand who you are. So, can you just share something about where you grew up, which city you were in, and how did you land up?
Hmm.
Where did you land up currently, and what are you doing at this point? That whole journey, kind of it's like uh, telling about who you are in a job interview, but
Hmm.
please feel free to add an homage, whatever you want to, and
Yeah,
yeah, it's all yours.
cool. Now, because you're taking my interview, job interview, so I am supposed to tell everything, all the details. My name is Saurav Singh, and I am 25 years old. My roots are from Ayodhya. My parents are from Ayodhya, but we moved to Lucknow, and then like after my dad passed out, I was in a different zone. So I came here Delhi for some time just for a job or like a job search or something similar. I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, then I realized Delhi has something to give me as an artist, like training wise. No doubt, Delhi and Bombay is much better place as compared to Lucknow and other cities. That's how I came to Gurgaon, and I have started professionally training uh, in dance from past 3 years. In COVID, I made this decision. Yeah, this is something I wanted to do. I wanted to pursue the art, and I've started training online. And thankfully, after COVID, I moved to Gurgaon. I've started training in ballet, jazz, contemporary, heels. So yeah, past 3 years, I have been training in all these dance forms. I know I all wanted to do jazz, and because I have started it late, I mean, considering the dance style jazz and ballet people, I mean, I have seen ballerinos doing training at the age of 3 4 because I have started very late. So I have that regret. Along with that, I have this that pressure also that I need to be good in a foundation with a technique. But I'm glad that I'm in a right place where I can work on my skills.
That's great. That's actually great to meet a fellow artist, because
Mm.
I am also so much into dancing, and I think I shared a couple of videos while dancing with Ashna a long, long time ago. And
Uh,
um, yeah, so any which ways, but for me, dancing is an outlet of emotions that I never could show in my original life for a
yeah.
very long, long time. So, how do you think that fits into your journey? Was dancing something that clicked because um, it has raw emotions, or it gives you a space where you can be yourself? How does it interest you?
You are absolutely right. When it comes to art, I feel everyone has a different set of expression. For me, I'm still exploring. I feel there are some parts which I feel that I can relate, but I am still on a path where I'm exploring my art and trying to figure out what, how do I feel about my art, what I have observed and what I have understood as of now is that I used to enjoy dance, not as in it's just moving your body, but I think it is something which gives me confidence and basically a self expression. I was
That's
talking to someone, I don't remember the name of that person, and that person told me, you know, why I have seen a lot of queer people doing extra
extra.
co-curricular activities. Most of them are dancing, doing drag shows, singing. Do you know why do these people do that? And I was like, maybe they like it, and they were like, no, because they have been put in some box. They want something to express themselves, and that gave me some new perception about the art. So I feel for everyone, art has a different definition. I'm still finding my own definition. But as of now, I feel that gives me a confidence. I can be how I want to be. It don't put, I mean, art doesn't put label on me. Like I have to be in a certain way. No, I'm like this, then I can do anything.
I'm also so much in alignment with what you are currently saying, because
Mhm.
the LGBT people are the most creative people in the world. So you will see that crazy costumes, crazy makeup, crazy forms of
Yeah.
singing, crazy forms of dancing, whether it's sensual dance or whether it's traditional
Mm.
dance forms. They don't differentiate between a particular genre of art. You will see most of these people, they actually walk that extra mile when it comes to art, and they all have established careers. So it's not just that they will do this alone. There are very few artists who, whether we see that they are very good in something, but they always have a secondary career. So can you reflect
Mm.
something on that? Why is it so? Why is it that people do not uh, get to just dance for the sake of it, especially in the
See,
LGBT community?
when you said career, I was like, that's a question mark. And I feel with queer people, there are no boundaries. That is the reason why their art is so strong and so reflective. But talking about career, I feel that's what I have experienced from past 2, 3 years. I am training and I wanted to get into this industry. I wanted to get more work. But sadly, I don't see, I'm talking about Delhi. I haven't explored much. But in Delhi, I don't see many opportunities coming for for men. Now, see the ratio. Most of the work, so I've been added in multiple WhatsApp group. Most of the times I see the requirement they are looking for girls, females.
Yeah.
Barely, like I think only 5% and 10% requirements I see for sorry, for males. And that is also very restrictive. You have to be in a certain way. You have to be like a muscular man with six-pack abs with big bicep. What's wrong with you? You can't frame people in a certain way, especially in art. And I don't want to show that group messages, but literally, people are putting requirements like looking for a beautiful girl, looking for a pretty girls, looking for
And what
a
are
like
those
putting.
standards? What are those beautiful standards?
Yeah, I mean, putting standards for these art is, I just found it very stupid.
Yeah, you can have. So if you want a character to look a certain way, you can definitely mention that I want somebody who is on the heavier side of the weight, or I want somebody who's a little dusky in color because this role is for that. So that's kind of, placing the person in the right atmosphere. But when people uh, just say that I want a big muscular guy with the six pack abs, that
Yeah,
clearly shows the whole message or the whole identity that they want to create is just for the limited few, that the rest
exactly.
of the society kind of is excluded from that journey itself. And there are some unexpected real outcomes that people think that this is how the life is. So those, extraordinary characters are not uh, the parameters of life, so called. So
Exactly.
everybody exists here.
Absolutely. And I feel even for females, they have their own struggles because you know why they want pretty girls when they are sitting saying pretty. I remember I went for some show few days back. I was talking to one of my friend and she was telling me she went for a show and where she got some heels and all the dresses were in a stereotypical shape. So they don't have models and costumes for plus size or anything for shorter people. So in industry also, I feel it's quite discriminative for people. Like you have to be in a certain shape, size, height, color.
I
I
agree.
feel when it comes to art, you should see the potential, what that artist is bringing on the stage rather than
I
your
agree.
face and your body.
what you are saying, I can clearly give you an example. So I was
Hmm.
working as a background dancer in the film Gunde, and
Oh.
we were shooting Tune Mari Entry Dil Mein Baji Ghanti in Calcutta.
Hmm. Okay.
Believe me, so Bosco and Caesar was the choreographer, and they hired a
Hmm.
bunch of dancers from Calcutta who were doing
Hmm.
a workshop. So I was also doing a workshop with them, and that's how I
Okay.
got through. And when we were actually behind Ranveer Singh and Arjun Kapoor,
Arjun.
all the
Hmm.
background dancers who came from Mumbai, none of
Hmm.
them were like us. All of them were six packs and 6 feet tall. Yeah, and
Hmm.
we were just, besides them. So nobody
Hmm.
was actually looking at us. So it did not matter. We were all hidden. I'm a 5 feet five guy. I was just hidden. So whenever people talk about all this, I'm like,
Hmm.
no, Bollywood is setting these wrong standards of a human being and an artist. So
Hmm.
I don't mind watching them. I don't mind
Hmm.
giving a platform to them, but I
Hmm.
mind when it becomes a stereotype. I mind when others do not get a chance because of the characteristics and not because of the art.
Yeah, exactly. I feel objectifying any gender is wrong. Uh, at the same time, I mean, in that context, I feel when I mean, career-wise, when I try to relate this, uh, I don't see any opportunities coming for queer people or for males where they can explore more.
Right.
If you're rejecting me for auditions, I'm fine with that. I will take that as a learning. But if I don't have any auditions to give, I mean, what am I doing with my life? What I'm doing career-wise? I'm always going to question. I mean, am I doing something wrong? Should I change my career? I always question
No,
this.
you are not doing anything wrong. You should
Mm.
stick to your career. Yes, the
But
journey will be extremely difficult. I'm not going to
mm,
sugarcoat anything because,
mm,
as we were also previously discussing over a phone call, that you know you have to decide your own path, and the path that you
yeah.
have already chosen is where your heart lies. So wherever you go now will be like an adjustment to who you are, uh,
Mm.
but you are the best what you are doing at this point. So stick to it, stick to your own values. Don't listen to the world will listen to you. You have to
Oh,
give it that time. And that's a
I'm
free advice from me. So
I feel choosing your work is a privilege, and that is something I wanted to achieve. That is my goal or ambition right now. And talking about queer dancers in India and comparing it with the other inter global artists, if you have seen those pop star Taylor Swift, Doja Cat, they have been dancing with queer artists, and they are so creative, so good. What I really like about Taylor Swift that when she's dancing with their artists or dancers, they are giving equal spotlight to their dancers also.
that's
Lady
absolutely
Gaga,
correct. Lady Gaga,
and
yes.
but things are changing. I'm not saying that India may things are not changing. Sunidhi Chauhan, I'm so proud of Kian, the way he's taking over the stage,
Right.
bringing the art. It's amazing. Chow is one of my favorite dancers. I really I love him. The way he dances and the way he takes classes also, it's crazy.
I think I
I
have danced with him long time before. I just don't recollect, but I have met him.
mm,
So
you should
I know what
you
he
should
is.
definitely consider his next workshop.
He is brilliant.
I just wanted to share my experience with Chow. So last time when he was there in Delhi, I have done multiple classes with multiple teachers, but Chow is definitely different when it comes to art. So we were dancing on "Hit Me Baby One More Time" by Britney Spears, and that whole choreography was a story. So he was explaining why he's doing this, why he's doing this. Every step has a meaning. And I got to know This, what we called gay, it doesn't signify gays. Basically, it means pussy. And because our in our patriarchal society, we as a society think that women are not strong, they are weak. So just to define gays, we started using this gesture, which I find very stupid. And recently, I saw some dancer, some queer dancer. He was dancing on this song from the Dostana movie, "आपका बेटा गे है, मादा लाडला" something. And जब वो line आती है, "आपका बेटा गे है," and he was constantly doing "गे है," and I was like, "What are you doing?" It's very annoying.
Because this is no, because this is what happens when you, not dance for the dance's sake. Then you have to learn
Yeah.
it. Then you have to read about it. Then you have to
Hmm.
equip yourself with knowledge and perspectives and cultural norms. So once you know about things, you cannot just do
Hmm.
any step anywhere. But it is very easy for anybody
Hmm.
who doesn't know dancing to put or the meanings behind certain gestures. You can do anything anywhere. And largely we live in a world where 90% of the people do not know what they are doing. Okay,
True.
because this
Agree.
person is going, this person is
Hmm.
going back and probably will
Hmm.
teach the same steps to another five people, and those five people will not question him that why are you doing this, because
Yeah.
they don't have that interest. They have the interest on reels, they have the interest on likes, they have the interest
What's
on
trending?
jhatka and
I
yeah, go
wanted
ahead.
to mention one more thing. See, when we are talking about objectifying men in the industry, and when we are talking that we have been saying such criteria that men has to be in a certain way, I feel as a professional dancer, we have that responsibility because this is something which we are uh, which is basically giving us work. So it's our primarily work to work on our body to be in a good shape. But sometimes it's not in your hands. A lot of people who are going through a medical issues, some health issues. What about them?
Look at me, I'm having belly fat. I'm dancing regularly, but this is not going to
Yeah.
go down because it's a side effect of my ART medications. It's a side
Hmm.
effect of my antidepressants. So now, to be well and to continue what I want to do, I have to
Hmm.
be on these medications. But at the same time, I can only control my diet. So 50% of it is out of my hands, 50% of it is in my hand. So, and on top of it, the life gets tough because we always think that dancers only have to dance, they don't have any other work. It's not right, because in India, most of the dancers, they have to have second and a third job because to
Yeah.
sustain themselves. And you should know that better than anybody else.
Uh, I don't know about other countries, but my mentor told me that she has been there in Broadway, and she told me there also people are doing second, third job. But we can't compare New York with India when it comes to jazz because they have more opportunities. They have dance education, which is not here in our country, especially for
We
Western.
we have, they are growing
Mm.
now, but it's nothing as compared to what you see or experience abroad, because you also have
Yeah.
to understand that this is the art form that you are
Mm.
pursuing and the art form which I
Mm.
pursue overall. These were not
Yeah.
Indian dance forms, these are Western dance forms. So they are the masters of it. We are going there, learning and
Hmm.
bringing it back,
Hmm.
right?
See, I feel now again I'm questioning education system, especially when it comes to dance, because I feel in India we have education system for classical dance forms. If I wanted to pursue graduation or if I want to do PhD, I have option. I can pick certain classical dance form. But if I wanted to do something in jazz, ballet, how many
You
courses we
cannot.
have? I mean, can I pursue anything in bachelor's and PhD, anything? we don't have any good vocational course also. I have invested lakhs of rupees in different studios, and I feel still, I mean, when I see
No,
those
and the thing is,
videos.
it's very unorganized because when you are talking about the
Hmm,
studios, where I have also
hmm.
done PDSP at Big Dance Center twice, but what has
You're not
that
supposed
gotten me?
to.
That's
You're
okay.
not
That's okay.
supposed to say the name, but okay.
But it's okay. No, the institution is fabulous. It brings in artists
Hmm,
from across the globe. That's not the point.
hmm.
The point is, what I'm trying to say is
That's
the
how you cover
center,
up, right?
the no, it's nothing like that. But the whole system of
Hmm,
the western part of it, and even the
hmm,
eastern part, like the traditional
hmm,
dance forms, it's very unorganized. Like you do not have uh, proper employment structures. It's not like that after doing this degree you are being absorbed by a studio or you are being
hmm,
absorbed by a company, and
hmm,
it's not a stable career henceforth. In abroad, most of the cases, what happens, you build those networks early on while you are studying, while you
yeah.
are enrolled in your bachelor's, master's. You have a network of people who helps you in that journey,
Hmm,
right? So that you can combine education with performative arts, you can combine something with something, and then you can focus and build on with that. But in India, that support system is missing.
yeah, because I feel India functions differently. Because in abroad we have to hire agencies to get a work, and we have work abroad. If we talk about New York, LA, we have a lot of work. In India, we don't have much work, so that also makes sense. We
Do you
need more
know
employment.
why this happens? Why this happens? Do you have any idea?
I mean, we can simply take an example of theater. How is the condition? Uh, I mean, what is the condition of theater in India as compared to Broadway?
Okay, I
Quite similar.
don't, I'm not questioning any of your opinions, but in my
Hmm,
opinion, it happens because
hmm,
in India, art
hmm.
form is performative arts has been reduced to something to watch with a cup of coffee or a cup of beer.
Yeah,
Say for the
yeah.
LGBTQIA world, you go to a weekly clubbing party where drag shows are
Hmm,
happening, where people are
hmm,
dancing, and everybody is hell drunk to even understand what they are trying to do and showcase. And
hmm.
that's it. So it's just for entertainment.
I feel that's how art come in a picture. Even if you're talking about movies, it plays a major role in society to create an impact. Uh, Movie is also a sort of art. So I feel art has always played a major role creating a good impact and passing on the social messages, whether it's a word war or talking about Kama Sutra or maybe some social issues like uh, about queer people. So we are not, I feel now we are not using the art in a right way. Recently, I saw a video from Nicole Kirkland, and she has created an amazing piece. Amazing piece. It's crazy. You should definitely check out.
Definitely, I will. Thank you for sharing that, by the way. So
Hmm.
let's ask you one question out of curiosity. So,
Hmm.
because now I'll be straight away diving into some difficult questions, and probably
Okay.
where I'm coming from. So, what does freedom mean to you?
I feel freedom for me is being yourself, and you don't have to be in a certain way. You can just be yourself.
And how do you
That
picturize yourself being yourself?
where I don't have, I'm taking a very basic example where I don't have to think before using my Barbie sipper, where I don't have to think that can I put eyeliner? Doesn't matter if I like liner or not, but if I like it, I can put it or not. Or I have to think, oh, what's my friends gonna say? Am I going to make anyone's uncomfortable with that? How does it matter? How come my clothes and my makeup is making the other person uncomfortable? and
Yes,
making
that's
career choices, making clothes choices, food choices. So I feel that's the freedom for
so
me
freedom
to
for you.
just
In
being
other
yourself.
words, freedom for you, in other words, is giving you the space to choose.
I have seen a lot of people going through a really, really difficult situation. For example, one of my very dear close friend, he's from Lucknow. He likes cross-dressing, and so he was wearing a sari in a public space, and he went to a metro station. So we have see certain sections for men and women for that check-in thing. Now he went in a men's section. Those cops were laughing, and he was like, "No, you have to go to a women's section." And the women cops were like, "No, you have to go towards a men's section." So he was like just jumping here and there. It was so traumatized. He actually started crying, and he's a very strong person, very strong, and I felt very pity for him. So I feel in such way I'm privileged because I have never been in such difficult situation. But for people who really wanted to be themselves, freedom is, I mean, those people actually deserves a good freedom there they can express themselves.
That's cool. I mean, it's really traumatizing for people whose soul is connected to certain things and they are unable
Hmm.
to uh, do so or take those decisions of their life.
Hmm.
Even if they want to, they cannot because of the repercussions that they have to face.
And there are some taboos in the society which has to change. I mean, I'm giving you a sim now that question made me realize, am I actually privileged or sometime I also fake? I have my cousin gifted me a tumbler. It's a pink tumbler, and there is something written on that tumbler. It's a Barbie tumbler basically, and I haven't used that tumbler a single time because why? I can't use Barbie tumbler in a public space. People are going to make fun of me. How come boy is liking Barbie? How come boy is holding a pink tumbler, a Barbie tumbler? And lot of time people complimented me that you don't look like queer person, but when you open your mouth, of course that reflects. So I have seen a lot of, at the same time I have seen people, queer people, they think this as an compliment. Oh, I don't look like a queer person. But is that really a compliment? How does it matter if your choices are mask or femme? That's your own personal choices.
Okay, I'm not going to
So,
extend this answer because there's a lot of other information that I will keep on talking and talking, and probably then
yeah.
you will also have a tail question and something to add on. But keeping this conversation short, I'll straight away jump into the next question that I have for you.
Mm,
Is we all have seen the event that has happened with you on last Pride
yeah.
at Delhi, and you can be honest, blatantly honest. The
Mm.
initial question that kind of made me curious to contact you, that why did you think that this stage was big a stage for you? Why was it a dream stage?
Like I have already told you about the situation about or career opportunities in context to our queer dancers or male dancers here in India or Delhi. So I have been struggling for past 2 3 years. So before Pride, I had this vision that maybe I should start exploring and performing more in a queer event so that I can get a visibility and people can see me, see my art so that I can get more opportunities. I can open more doors for queer people because I feel most of when queer people especially see me dancing, they were like, "Oh, you dance really well." I also used to dance when I was kid. I also wanted to become a dancer, but then we don't see future, family restrictions, blah blah blah. So I, at the same time, along with me, I wanted to open. career opportunities for my queer friends also. That see, I am not making a category that art has to be, we need a reservation for queer people also, but at the same times I feel we need to think beyond gender when it comes to art. It doesn't have to be in a certain way.
Art has
So
got no
the-
gender. That's absolutely true.
yeah, when I was in Pride, I saw some trans person dancing on a Punjabi track. I was so fascinated. I feel he, like, that person was the best among all. I feel transgenders are amazing dancers, but I mean, sadly, they are dancing on road. Their art is not getting valued.
No,
I feel
so there's
that is God gifted
that's that's
because
a very interesting thing that probably I
hmm,
shouldn't say, but I'll say. Are you there with me?
yeah,
Yeah. So
your screen was stuck. Can you repeat?
I'm saying that I have,
Hmm.
approached several times to the organizers of the LGBTQIA parties, particularly, where I have seen the
Yeah.
trans people performing and giving their best. And I have
Hmm.
seen the potential that they have, but I refuse to the idea that that is the only space that they are supposed to dance or they should dance. Whether it's for
Hmm.
money or whether it's not for money, that's secondary.
Hmm.
And I'm not saying that
Hmm.
you shouldn't continue that, do it, but I
Hmm.
wanted to create an opportunity for other people like them to be trained under me and several other artists through workshops, give them a meaning to their life. But do you think somewhere the community also has uh, certain standardized norms that they do not want to break because they refuse that idea each time and every time I told them?
I haven't explored much, but what I have observed is that queer community has become more of a party thing, that everyone wants to go in a party, have fun, drinks, and wanted to see performances, wanted to dance. I feel the community is more of being together. If you see the history of whacking and voguing, how this coming up, like how exactly that has been started, you will actually realize what dance is all about and how does it play, how actually it uh, uh, signifies the camaraderie of being together or building a community.
Yes.
I mean, everyone should watch Pose. You will see the history of whacking, voguing, and from a queer perspective, along with that, you will see different stages also. I, I mean, I've started listening Madonna after I watch Pose.
I think these are all very valid points because we often celebrate jazz, right? Many
Hmm.
people you will see here and there in dance classes, they are teaching jazz, but they don't
Yeah,
really know that jazz was coming from an underprivileged community by and large. And they
yeah.
don't really know how blues was invented, how everything changed after, blues came into the picture.
Okay, so I feel now I am going to take uh, my own responsibility, whatever the choices I'm going to make. Anyways, I always take a responsibility, whatever I do, whatever I say. I'm just like a geet. I don't want to regret after that, oh, you were the one who influenced me. No, if I'm doing anything, I'm taking full responsibility. But I'm going to be more uh, responsible in that context, that whatever I'm doing, I will think it from different perspective also. Because if I'm going on some different space, on other space, there are different factors also which I need to research and read before going in that space. So that's how I'm going to be prepared. Along with that, now I feel like I wanted to create something big, and that is definitely going to be a opportunities and for queer people and dance education in India, which is something I really wanted to work on.
That's great. That's lovely to hear. I'll end the episode by saying a thank you and asking all the viewers who want to learn dancing and are in and around Delhi, please contact this beautiful, handsome young man and he will take you
Okay.
through that journey.
Even
Thank
if you are in
you.
US, even if you are in Ireland, doesn't matter. We can connect online
Oh,
and we
that's
can dance
perfect.
together.
That's perfect. I think we should start dancing too. So, thank you for agreeing to do this. It means a lot. And welcome to the Here Queer family once again. Thank you.
Thank you. A lot of gratitude.